My GF insisted I meet her parents over dinner. She trashed me in Italian all night, thinking I wouldn't understand. He's too stupid to even know. She laughed. After dinner, I thanked her parents in fluent Italian, then exposed every lie she told them. I'd been dating Vanessa for 6 months when she finally invited me to meet her parents. She kept saying they were super traditional Italian, very protective, and I needed to make a perfect first impression. I wore my nicest button-down shirt, bought flowers for her mom, even watched YouTube videos on Italian table manners. Her parents lived in this huge house in the suburbs. Her dad Marco opened the door with a firm handshake, and her mom Rosa kissed both my cheeks. They seemed nice enough, but I could tell they were sizing me up the whole time. Dinner started normal. We sat down to this amazing homemade pasta, and I complimented Rosa's cooking. Vanessa translated for me, saying her parents didn't speak much English. That was the first lie. About 20 minutes in, Vanessa started speaking Italian to her parents. She told me she was just explaining what I do for work, but I understood every single word she was actually saying. My grandmother on my mom's side was from Sicily. She raised me until I was 7, speaking only Italian at home. I grew up fluent but never really mentioned it because it just never came up with Vanessa. Vanessa was telling her parents I worked at a call center. I'm actually a software developer at a tech startup. She said I barely finished community college. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. Her mom asked in Italian if I made good money, and Vanessa laughed and said I was basically broke, that I still lived with roommates because I couldn't afford my own place. I literally just bought a condo 3 months ago. I kept eating my pasta, pretending I had no idea what they were saying. Vanessa's dad asked if I was serious about their daughter. Vanessa sighed and said in Italian that I was just someone to pass time with until she found a real man with ambition. She called me simple-minded, said I spent all my money on video games, told them I had no life goals. Her mom looked concerned and asked why Vanessa was wasting her time. Vanessa shrugged and said I was convenient, that I did whatever she wanted, and was too stupid to realize she was using me. They all laughed at that. My hands were shaking under the table, but I kept my face completely blank. Her dad started asking about my family. Vanessa told them my parents were divorced and my dad was barely in my life. Both my parents have been married for 30 years and I see them every Sunday for dinner. She said my mom worked at a grocery store. My mom is a nurse practitioner. She told them I had no culture, no class, no education, that I embarrassed her in public. The worst part was watching her parents believe every single word. Rosa actually looked at me with pity. Marco seemed disappointed, like Vanessa could do so much better. I finished my entire plate while Vanessa kept going. She told him about some guy named Alessandro she met at her gym, said he was successful, drove a nice car, came from a good Italian family. She was clearly interested in him but keeping me around as backup. Dessert came out, this incredible tiramisu. Rosa asked if I liked it, speaking slowly in English like I was a child. I smiled and nodded. Vanessa translated my simple thank you into Italian but added that I probably didn't even know what tiramisu was before tonight. Said I grew up eating fast food and had no appreciation for real cuisine, that I probably thought Olive Garden was authentic Italian. That comment made me bite my tongue so hard I tasted blood. After dessert, Marco offered me coffee. Vanessa told him I probably wanted soda instead because coffee was too sophisticated for me. Everyone started clearing plates and Vanessa got up to help her mom in the kitchen. Her dad stayed at the table with me and this was my moment. I looked directly at Marco and said in perfect Italian, "Thank you so much for the wonderful meal. Your wife is an incredible cook." Marco's eyes went huge. I continued in Italian, telling him how much I appreciated their hospitality and how beautiful their home was. His mouth was literally hanging open. Vanessa walked back in from the kitchen and froze when she heard me speaking. Her face went completely white. I kept going, speaking loud enough for Rosa to hear from the other room. I thanked them for welcoming me despite everything Vanessa had told them about me tonight. I explained that I actually understood every single word of their conversation. Rosa came rushing in from the kitchen. I calmly corrected each lie Vanessa had told, showed them my LinkedIn profile on my phone proving my job title and education, pulled up a photo of my parents together at their anniversary party last month, showed them the deed to my condo. Vanessa started crying, trying to say it was a misunderstanding, that I was twisting her words, but her parents understood exactly what had happened. Marco stood up and started yelling at Vanessa in Italian. Rosa looked horrified. They were furious that she disrespected me in their home and lied to their faces. I stood up, thanked them again for dinner, and walked straight out the door. Vanessa followed me to my car, begging me to come back inside, saying she didn't mean any of it. I drove home and blocked her number. Her parents actually called me the next day to apologize for their daughter's behavior. Marco said I deserved better and that he was ashamed of how Vanessa treated me. Best 6-month relationship that ever ended.